Wall Lake Western presents Les Miserables. Our dates are November 13, 14, and 15, 20, 21, and 22. The evening shows are at 7:30 and Sunday afternoon matinees are at 2 o'clock.
Les Miserables is a show about redemption, a man who gets a second chance to recreate himself after having committed a minor crime with a major punishment attached to it. And he takes this opportunity to turn his life around and to help many others while he's doing it. And in the meantime, he's being pursued by somebody who remembers him from his former criminal past, who has to eventually reconcile with the changes that the main character, Jean Valjean, has made.
It's a challenging show. These are the same notes that are sung on Broadway, and they are now sung by these kids. The ranges are rather extreme. The intervals are difficult ones for singers to sing. And so thanks to Donna Gleason and Jan Lamb, I think we're ready to go with it.
Many of our students are playing as many as 6 or 7 different characters, so that's its own trial right there, trying to figure out how to make all these people be different. The lead characters probably have it easiest because they are just one person, but we've talked a lot about Victor Hugo's original novel that the story is based on and why he wrote that particular story, and trying to get them just to have a full understanding of who they are as a character.
Behind the scenes, we have 2 groups of people working with the props and the scenery. All of the scenery is being built by hand, and we've had a great group of dads and moms and students who've been working on that. Our head coordinator, Cheryl Tacey, she has not only been working with that, but then also with the properties, all the hand props. The other day I went down and she was cutting sponges up, making them into monogrammed sponge cake. And so all kinds of interesting things that will be seen from that perspective. Then we have a great group of costumers. Some of them are sewers, some of them are trimmers, some of them, their number one job has been to take a piece of cloth and shred it and paint it so it looks old and dirty. Probably when you think of this story, there are very few people who are well dressed, and so there's lots of levels and layers of the poor represented in the show, and so we've had to go through and age a lot of our costumes. Something that they do on Broadway is something that we've adopted here several years ago, and that's called Sitzprobe, which means it's the first time for the orchestra and the singers, the actors, to get together. But it's a great experience, and I think also it's a bit of magic because the students, the actors, all of a sudden hear, oh, this is what happens. And the students in the pit are starting to think, oh, that's how that song sounds like. So it's cool for them to work together and collaborate.
The challenge in Les Mis is that it's so well known. It's everybody who knows it really, really well. And they know the pieces, they know the orchestration, they expect, they know the oboe part that's in this particular song, and so our challenge is meeting the expectation of the listener, and so that when they listen to it, they're just saying, oh, it's just like the recording. Our rehearsal schedule is a little bit different than the cast. We do an audition process at the beginning of the year, roughly the same time that they get started. They audition on excerpts from the show, and then from there we rehearse 2 days a week, and the bulk of the preparation and learning the music is on the students, which is really kind of highlights their musicianship. The Sitzprobe it's the first time that we actually get to do anything with the cast, and it's the challenge in that is that we rehearse kind of independently and get used to doing things a particular way, and through their rehearsal things evolve in a particular way, and sometimes we evolve to different places, and the Sitzprobe is great because we get to put all that together, and we kind of learn what they're doing, they learn what we're doing, and we find the best way to do every part of the show that's going to work for both groups.
It's such a beautiful show, and there's a reason that it's considered to be the most beloved musical in the world. It has a message that I think will resonate with anybody, that you can change, you can turn your life around, and that you should dream of a brighter future and do what you can do to make that. And I think those are the main messages of this show, and I think almost anyone can take that away from there. And then it's all wrapped up with some nice, amazing, beautiful songs and this story. And while it's not a comedy, there's a few comedic moments in it, and so it has a little bit of something for everybody, I think.
Our production of Les Mis is near and dear to us because we were able to be the first high school in the Midwest to do the show when it left Broadway back in 2002. And I groveled, begged for that chance, for that opportunity, just because the show means so much to me. Then we did it in 2009, and here we are in 2015 doing it again. Our goal is to do a 3.0 version. We're mixing some of the things up. We're adding some new elements to it. We're adding a little bit more color because it's a really dark show. It's one of those stories that people walk out of thinking about the story because it really changes lives on the stage, and it's kind of unusual thinking a musical could affect your emotions and your heart and your head, but this story does. Plus the music is just over the top beautiful, and so it's one of those shows that you can see over and over. I have seen it way too many times to admit, on Broadway and national tours and that kind of thing, and so here we go again, Les Mis 3.0. Come see Wall Lake Western present Les Miserables, November 13, 14, 15, 20, 21, and 22. Evening shows are 7:30, and Sunday afternoon performances are 2 o'clock. Tickets range between $16 and $22, and for more information as well as group sales, contact our box office. Come see Les Miserables. It might be your first, it might be your 20th time, but it's going to be a show that really touches your heart and will make you walk out singing and want to change the world.